told they're either going to be going down to the Segunda or Tercera. I mean, how difficult is that from a playing point of view? Are they just thinking we're in the shop window here for other clubs?
No, but that means they are very good professionals. Because if you don't get paid, you have to pay your mortgages. You have to, your kids at school, normal families, and that means they've been a very, very good professional. And we'll see at the end of the season if everything is working good.
How do you see the game going, Terry?
Up for a high-scoring one, but I think Malaga just snake it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a 3-2 to Malaga. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Let's get to David Phillips and Kevin Keatings.
Thanks, Scott. Welcome to Rosaleda. Back into 7th place above Athletic Bilbao by virtue of a superior head-to-head record. In a good season under Javi Gracia, who's resurrected something as a head coach after being relegated with Osasuna last time around, and facing an in-form and buoyant Elche with 3 wins in the that's given them some comfort from the relegation zone. So as you heard Terry saying rightly there, Elche can come here and play with a degree of freedom. Found a goal threat which has deserted them for over 2/3 of the season. They've managed to find it just at the right moment. 4-0 winners against Deportivo in midweek. This should be a very, very interesting game. Alberto Undiano Mayenko is our referee. Malaga in their usual blue and white from left to right in the first half. Boiling hot day on the Costa del Sol. Very much shorts and t-shirt weather. This is Sergio Sanchez. Amrabat looking to climb. Loses out to Rocco. Now Juanmi, Ivorian left back. Boca. Here's Amrabat. Just out of the reach of Juanmi. Here to enjoy it with me tonight, David Phillips.
Well, the first thing I'm looking at is the lineup. That last week at Celta Vigo was the lonesome striker, but it looks and appears that Juanmi is going to go up top and support him. And of course, the speculation is that Amrabat is coming for €3.5 million from Galatasaray. So that's a great addition, great acquisition. Came on loan last year, was a loan for part of this season. And I think he brings a lot of energy to the side. But you're right in what you're saying about Elche. They were down in the dumps, but 3 wins out the last 4 has got them out the drop zone, and things are looking rosy apart from the financial side.
Yes, the financial crisis that has hit Elche has seen the play on several occasions this season. It's forced their president office just this week, Jose Sepulcra, step down. But they are looking very much odds on now into a 3rd successive La Liga season. This is their first back-to-back campaigns in the Primera Division since the late 70s. Decent header on by Samu. Lomban who got the important foot in ahead of Juanmi. This is Victor Rodriguez. Covering Malaga on the occasions that I've had the good fortune to commentate on their games this season. But a lot of fine young players coming through. They play a fast attacking style under Javi Gracia. Very dangerous on the counter-attack, plenty of pace. And 1 or 2 names like Juanmi and Camacho and Dunn, who could well go on to bigger and better things. Maybe with Malaga. But certainly the scouts have been La Rosaleda this season.
Well, they certainly have done, Kevin, and I think a lot as well. When you look at Roque Santa Cruz, they've changed their shape of play, their style of play, and that's why they've got in faster, quicker players.
This is Gary Rodriguez. Held up by Boca, support from Fayer trying to return it to his captain. Loose one from Lomban. Here's Castillejo into the channel, invitingly here for Amrabat. Looked like a foul there by Lomban. It's not given by our referee.
I say looking for the away side as well. Certainly, there's one name that we have to look at. Us. He's done extremely well. You mentioned about the times back in the 1970s. He's the first player since 1977-78 to actually get into double figures for Elche. But he's certainly one of those players. He goes unnoticed for some time, but then he's got power, he's got pace, he's got strength, and he's got a great shot as well. The only thing is, that concerns me, Kevin, is like this is his 10th club. He's only, what, 25, 26? But anyone looking in, he's on loan from Pescara. I'll tell you, he would make a good buy as well at some stage.
Good break on it. Amrabat supported Castillejo. Amrabat was looking for Dada. Cut out easily by Mario Pasalic, who's on loan to Elche from Chelsea, in the centre circle there, wearing 24. Sanchez. Amrabat looked offside. Pass was way overhit anyway.
The name that you mentioned, Kevin, was Camacho, who there is in the screen. Just come back from a recent groin operation. An excellent season. He's done really well since he came from. €1.5 million was his fee. You just wonder what sort of price now, but you're hoping that Malaga, yes, they have been. Got to hold on to these players if they've got any sort of idea of back into European competition, rather than just sell all the time. But certainly, if there were a player to be sold on, he would be up there in the top of the queue.
Well, he did get a call-up by Del Bosque not long ago to the full Spain squad. Seems to have been around for a long time. He got a chance in the Atletico Madrid first team. Still only 24, Camacho. David's right to say he's been out with that groin injury, missed 7 games, hasn't won. Maybe that underlines just how important a player he is. Sisma. Now the Chilean, Enzo Rocco. Those 3 wins for Elche in their last 4 games all included a clean sheet. So it wasn't just finding some goal power, it was just as important to make that defence more solid. It was very times during this season, particularly the first half of the campaign, where Elche were bottom at Christmas, now 13th.
Yes, as you mentioned, 9 points out of the last 12. Means that they're able to go and strut their stuff a little bit more. As you see with them, they like to work the ball around into the midfield with Pasalic and Mascara as well. Both like to get on the ball. It's not always a case of just a long ball into the path of Jonathas. They do like to pass the ball, as a lot of sides do in La Liga.
Here's Lomban. Domingo Sisma. Jonathas the target. Victor Rodriguez. Pasalic in support. Nacho has been called by Del Bosque in recent months.
Yeah, he's not the tallest, is he, Wanmi? But he gets himself around. You see, great little turning circle there. Scored 8 goals so far.
That's the highest, despite the fact that Malaga are pressing for a Europa League place. They haven't got a single player in double figures this season. This is Boca. Castillejo shakes off the attentions of Gary Rodriguez. Sisma the click. Sisma looking for the Brazilian Jonathas. Fellow countryman Wellington is there to find Kameni. Amrabat do well to keep that in. It was always
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of balls, was it, into Amrabat? He's just said, look, you need to just slide it down the side of the left back. Damian Suarez, the right back, was onside position. But very open game so far. Both sides looking to get onto the offensive as early as possible. Not really seen any sort of any fullback as of yet.
Elche survived last season on 40 points, finished 16th. They're on 37 at the moment, so probably feel perhaps that they might just need one more win. In by Rosales. This is Boca.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at 40 points this year, Kevin, you're going to be safe. But they've got tough games. They've got Villarreal away, they've Athletic Bilbao at home, and then Levante away for the last game of the season. So there is a possibility to get to 40. We know a couple of years ago it was Deportivo who went down on 43. I don't think anyone near that figure will be in the relegation zone this time. Cordoba, as far as we're concerned, is gone. And it's going to be very tight. Granada having an excellent victory at Getafe earlier today. They might fancy themselves are pulling out, and Almeria with the point deduction. It's all getting very tight down there, isn't it? Deportivo as well.
Camacho. Good run here by Samu. It just went a shame.
But you see what they're looking to achieve. They're trying to get in behind the centre halves. There you can see it's a very tight call from the assistant on the near side. But Samu, who generally plays on the right-hand side, it's a nice little diagonal run in between the centre halves. All they've got to do is get the timing right and they'll get in. But you know, that could be done a little bit further out rather than being closer towards the 18-yard box.
Castillejo and Malaga the free kick.
So he's another player who's come to fruition. Youth product, 20 years of age, tall, rangy, character, predominantly left-sided. I've said on numerous occasions when commentating on him, he goes to ground far too easy, Kevin. I think he's got to try and introduce a little bit more strength into his game. But he's got a wand of a left foot.
Rosales. Dada. Venezuelan Roberto Rosales. He's at a season at right back, always struggling to get to the pass from Dada.
Yeah, again, just slightly overhit. He's right to say it's the right movement, the right timing, but unfortunately from Sergi Dada, the execution was just a little bit too heavy in the end.
And there is one player who is being closely scrutinised by some big clubs. 21-year-old Sergi Dada looks a great prospect. Throw finds Amrabat. Just a little shove from Lomban.
Yeah, you just wonder when you mention Sergi Dada, Kevin, is that why Espanyol allowed him to go on a free transfer? Contract's coming to an end that you want to try and time up. Yes, he wasn't getting a lot of game time at Espanyol, but times do change. And you look at Khomeini, for example. Last year, one Copa del Rey appearance. And that was because of Willy Caballero. Now he's the #1. He's ever present so far in La Liga. Kept 10 clean sheets. And what a difference a year makes, and especially for Khomeini.
Dada's pass just out of the reach of Samu.
Well, I think Amrabat was a bit harsh there, really. Should have possibly picked up a free kick. A little bit of strength there, being shown on both sides.
Neither goalkeeper threatened in the opening quarter of an hour. They've had a good look at one another now, these two. Just one goal separated them at Elche back in December. Malaga ran out 2-1 winners. Here's Amrabat. Cleared by Rocco, but only as far as Rosales. Well controlled by Samu, and the header in! But it won't count for Wanmi. Flags up.
Well, my initial reaction was that was very, very tight. What a pull down by Samu to start off with. Here's that ball. Just half a yard, isn't he? But that's a great ball from Samu. You don't even... You just put it into an area where you think your attackers have a go at it. But for such a small guy, a lot of pace on that header. No chance at all for Titan in goal for Elche. But it was the correct decision. I know there's been a few awful decisions over the course of this weekend from Breeze, but that time absolutely spot on.
Here's Wellington. Lomban. It's a break kindly for Victor Rodriguez. Just trying to help it out towards Gary Rodriguez. Rosales. Well, they're making good runs, the forward players. Just on a few occasions, the passes have just been slightly overhit.
But you can see what they're looking to achieve, Kevin. Whenever the back four unit of Malaga get hold of the ball, it becomes a 4-2-4 formation. And you see at times that Samu will come inside, Amrabat will go down the outside, and they're looking to try and play those balls into the channels. Generally behind Lomban on one side and Enzo Rocco the other. And I just wonder, is it because the two fullbacks are a little bit too wide at the centre halves, and that's why they're trying to make those runs? But that's what football's all about. It's all about the tactics, and they obviously sense that is an area.
And there's another decent run from Amrabat, but the recurring theme is it's just slightly too heavy. Here's Mosquera. Came up through the ranks at Real Madrid. It's a good left foot, passes the ball really well, the Elche #6. Just screens in front of that back four.
I think when you look at a lot of the La Liga teams, Kevin, you've always got a Mosquera in your side, or Camacho, who will go and in between the centre halves to go and receive the ball all the time, and then come out and play. And then when they have to defend, again, becomes the third centre half. I think it's a very important position, especially with the shape that a lot of the sides do play.
Here's Victor Rodriguez. It's Gary Rodriguez, who just couldn't up his right foot advanced. Amrabat wants it early. It'll drop for Juanmi, but well policed by Lomban. It's a clear push by Damian Suarez. Camacho. Sanchez. Rosales, it's a better way to pass. Goes Amrabat. Boca. Recycled by Camacho. Gets it back. Gidada. Rosales. Oh, struggling again.
I think once the Malaga midfield get the pace of the ball, Kevin, Elche are going to be in all sorts of trouble because they're far too square. They're trying to play a high line at times and there's a lot of space in behind. And you can see the players, and I mentioned the who are working along that line. They're trying to arc their run in between the centre-halves and full-backs. But it's just the weight of the pass, letting them down time after time. If they get it right, as I mentioned, Elche.
Suarez. Rocco. Pasalic. Mosquera is Jonathas taken on by Gary Rodriguez. A break for Jonathas again, and Elche at the opening corner of the game.
Excellent movement, wasn't it, down that right hand side? Damian Suarez and Gary Rodriguez and Jonathas. I thought at one stage that Gary Rodriguez was going to get upended in the box. But a nice little passage of play down that right flank.
Faisal Faia will take it. Rocco's in there.
Yeah, just lacked the timing, didn't he? See what it was all about. The from Faia looking to head it around the penalty spot. A little bit movement between himself and Lomban. But unfortunately, not able to get his header or his head above the ball. Well, it's quite notable, Kevin, in respect of Elche. They're quite happy to go and defend line, but attacking-wise, so far, Damian Suarez, who we've seen so far just during the course of the season, marauding down that right-hand side. We've not seen him at all really go above the halfway. And it has to be the same for Domingo Sisma as well on this left-hand side. So whether or not he's just the two fullbacks have been told to keep a steady ship, and then we'll start progressing.
Taken on here by Gary Rodriguez. I think that will count as the first effort on target. The disallowed me. It was very routine for Kameni. Pasalic. It's a good ball to Gary Rodriguez. Fair.
That's so disappointing, isn't it? Rodriguez, he's got to look along the line. That's why it's so disappointing, because he's the far man. He can look along, you can see along with the stripes. It is very, very tight. But irrespective there, you can see that Fran Est not particularly happy with his wide player.
Wellington. Now Suarez.
Well, that's Castillejo who's gone down. Again, you heard Indiano Mianco going over to see if the young man's okay. He alleged that it wasn't a foul, but Castillejo would beg to differ. There's the ball from Arthur Bockett. Domingo Sisma in very, very tight. Does upend him. But interesting to see that Castillejo was off the pitch, and a moment later he was 2 yards on.
You were making a point earlier about Castillejo's theatrics. He's learnt some pretty unsavoury tactics for somebody so young at 20. Appears to me to have a very low pain threshold, and showed his petulance there. Lucky to get away without a yellow for that.
Can't bring that into your game, can you? He's got to take that out of his system. I'm thinking that you can try and con the referee time and time again. It's about cries wolf, isn't it? And the time when he does go down hurt, the referee's just going to go and play on.
He's up against a real competitor in Damian Suarez.
And he's on my list for goal of the season as well. That strike against Rayo Vallecano. What a strike that is. What, 55, 40 yards?
It's the Elche skipper's only goal this season, but it was sensational.
It was just the fact that he was in the central area, and then he's had to go and adjust his body to bring himself onto the right-hand side, and then he just hit it. He'll never score again. But I seem to remember he hit a long one the year before as well.
Dada. Rosales. Cut out well by Lomban. Back with Dada. Rosales, excellent crossing position. Control from Samu.
Again, Rosales has got in position. I think that was an excellent. He was looking more of an aerial threat. Samu trying to play into Wanmi. And there's another ball by Samu, easily cut out by Lomban.
Amrabat, handful for Lomban. Cleared by Suarez, and luckily found a teammate in Mosquera. Pasalic forward. Didn't help this on to Victor Rodriguez. Elche are in business. 3-on-3 momentarily. Far post is Jonathan. Goal for Elche. Lightning quick counter-attack from Fran Escribas. And the Brazilian with a simple tap in, his 12th goal of the season.
Well, if you're going to leave the back door open, that's what's going to happen. But don't take it away from the away side. That was sharp, incisive movement. It was a nice little ball round the corner into the path of Victor. He's shown a clean pair of heels, hasn't he? And then plays it towards the far post. And it's a fantastic ball. The way, but you can see Wanmi, who's the striker for Malaga. He's chasing back. Kameni towards the far post. Everything that is positive and great about counter-attacking football. Second attempt on target, and this time it goes in.
Well, it's an excellent return for Jonathas, for a team that's been struggling down the bottom end of the table all season. Into double figures, around dozen now. And Malaga, for all their pretty approach play, once they've got in and around this sort of area, found that final ball. Victor Rodriguez. Mosquera. Sisma.
Confidence in Elche. We know that they've had their backs to the wall for quite some in this match, and it's only really the final ball that has let Malaga down. Classic counter-attack. If you were saying that was, you'd be saying what a phenomenal goal that is. But it's Elche, and I'll tell you what, that was a phenomenal goal.
Cast. That Elche goal is good news for Athletic Bilbao, who are in the last of the Europa League places at the moment, a point ahead of Malaga.
Yes, I know before the game they were most probably thinking it's going to be a tough game, but there's going to be certainly options to try and win the game. And when you think what they've got remaining as well, Kevin, Almeria away, and then they've got two tough fixtures, Villarreal away and Sevilla at home. So they were mostly looking at this fixture thinking, well, this has to be a banker. But as we know in football, there are no bankers.
Rosales. Titan just getting there ahead of Wanmi, who was penalised.
So he's only a small man, but beat around. This is Titan on loan from PSV Eindhoven.
Here's Camacho, Amrabat. Amrabat's ball in! Oh, and Wanmi had a chance to level it up there. Holds his hands to his head with every good reason. Superb ball in from Amrabat.
Well, it is by Amrabat, again, down that little channel, as I mentioned before. I just wonder how much influence Damian Suarez has. Nothing. It's just an error, isn't it, from Wanmi? We know he's predominantly right-sided, but even so, 4 yards out, slight angle, should really be having a style and just guiding that ball back towards the goal. But those are the areas for Malaga, again, down the side of the centre halves.
We've got two Elche players down here. One of them the goal scorer.
Yeah, the other one's fire as well, isn't it?
Not so sure our referee Undiano Mayenko is showing too much sympathy to the pair at the moment. He was definitely caught by Sam.
Well, that should be a yellow card, shouldn't it, for Sergio Sanchez on that one? The greatest of challenges.
Mosquera. Juanmi doing well against Suarez. This is Samu. Breaks down rather tamely as far as Malaga are concerned. It's Victor Rodriguez showing up pace again. And tripped by Samu, yellow card for him. And a great position. Okay.
Well, I think that's the correct decision from Mayenko. But you can see Victor Rodriguez is, again, small in stature, but he's got lightning pace from the start, hasn't he? And Samu was struggling to get anywhere close to him and had to bring him down for the team in the end.
Well, that rare breed, David, isn't he? He's as quick with the ball as he is without it, Victor.
Oh, isn't he? Great pace, and yes, he was going to be up against Wellington. Past Wellington, he's disappointed, Samu, but this is a great opportunity. Not quite sure who fancy it. Lomban has been taking penalties, is very, very central. Centre-half might fancy it.
I think Faye would normally be first up in terms of choice. Lomban, you're right to say the number 4 there is on the premises, but looks like Faisal Faye is going to strike for goal. Victor Rodriguez and Jonathas have joined that Malaga wall. Rocco's there with a left-footed option. It will be Faye. And Elche corner.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, especially with the amount of run-up that he had. Couldn't get over Samu in the end. I think that Khomeini had it covered anyway.
Faye's corner. Out as far as Guanmi. Boca, Amrabat. Trying to shake off Suarez, he's done that, it's Amrabat! Still not away for Elche. But now, a little bit of respite with Enzo Rocco. Showing good strength and pace. And a yellow card arriving here. Juanmi, the recipient of it.
Well, firstly, we have to go back to that incident regarding Amrabat and Damian Suarez as we see Juanmi and Enzo Rocco. You just wonder, do you want your centre-half doing that sort of run? 7 or 8 minutes before half-time. But this is great defensive work from Damian. He gets a little bit of a side check in the face, but doesn't give up. There's the tenacity, thinking, I'm not going to get beat, I'm not going to get beat. But yes, we know that Amrabat plays the ball in, but it's good work by Damian Suarez in the end. But again, good opportunity for Malaga.
Hoping that you'll make a date for our weekly magazine programme on Monday in its usual slot. You'll be able to enjoy Revista de la Liga. Plenty of talking points, and of course looking ahead towards the Champions League and Pep's return to play Barcelona. Amrabat. Closed out of that by Lomban. Picked up here by Wanmi. Forces a good save out of Castillejo. Superb challenge by Sergio Sanchez. Here's Boca. Camacho. Rosales. Samu. Looked offside there. And given by the assistant on the near bat in the trap.
It's got a decent enough pace. It doesn't have to go that early. There's two blue and white shirts in an offside position. But again, it's a decent ball. Here's the first effort from Wanmi. Nice save down to his left-hand side by Titan, and eventually comes out to Castillejo. But I do have concerns for the back four of Elche, but you can see once they look to counter-attack, they've got pace, they've got strength. And whatever happens, the back unit are going to have to be a little bit more focused than what they have. Kevin, but he's the sort of player that you want to be making those sort of challenges to. Not being disrespectful, but he's caused Malaga all sorts of problems. I just hope there's nothing untoward.
Just seemed to take a heavy knock around the ankle. It's Javi Gracia, the Malaga head coach.
I wonder what his thoughts are leaving Osasuna when they got relegated and having a look into and seeing that Osasuna are in the bottom four. Not a good time for his old club.
No, it's not unheard of in Spain in recent years for clubs to take back-to-back relegations. Osasuna have got some work to do in the closing weeks of the Segunda campaign.
The only thing in their favour, Kevin, is that they're still quite a go. They got stuffed at Girona last night, 3-0. Barcelona B are still in that situation as well.
Fires free kick. And that can be left. Yeah, Sanchez throw out early, and it's a good release for Rosales. But offside. Well, these margins are fine, as David has already. Some of the movement's been very good, some not so good, but the gaps are there.
Well, he's a good 2 yards offside. Yes, he's having a look at the left back and thinking, right, okay, the centre half has to be a little bit closer to the left back in respect of where he is on the field of play. But no, they're being very cute, Lomban and Enzo Rocco. They've been stepping up all the time and just saying to him, if you want to go and run into that hole, that's fine, because the weight of the pass has been far too heavy. But as I said, there will come where they'll get in and they'll make them pay for it.
Camacho. Amrabat again on the move. It's wider though towards Boca. He wanted a corner but seemed to clearly come off the Malaga fullback.
Here the crowd in La Rosaleda, not particularly happy with the decision, but it was the correct one. But again, I look at the run of Amrabat. Far. I think it suits him more to play off a main striker. rather than being up top and having to make those decisions, those arcing type of runs. But as I mentioned before, there's no Roque Santa Cruz anymore. He's gone, he's departed. It is a much more younger looking side, more agile, athletic.
Sanchez. Controlled well by Boca. Castillejo. Can't find a way past Suarez. And that should be just about enough for Elche. We're going to have a little stoppage time for that injury to Victor Rodriguez. Sanchez. Tries that pass again for Boca.
I don't know why they want to keep hitting those diagonals all the time. Why don't they go and play through midfield as they were with Camacho and Dada, and then work their positions as they got the field to play, rather than just having to hit the long ball, the route one, where it develops into a 50-50.
Just about time for Malaga to get over this free kick. Amrabat. In by Dada. Comfortable clearance for Elche. Well, it's been a nearly half in terms of Malaga. If they can just find the right weight to their passes, there's goals in the home team. But Elche have scored the only goal of the first half. Quite superb counter-attack, finished off by their top scorer on the left there, Jonathan. Half-time at La Rosaleda. Malaga 0, Elche 1.
And it's just incredible how Elche continue to upset the odds, especially considering what they're doing financially. But they are doing it again. Well, if from Naim and Terry, where Malaga can go 7th, they're aiming for that Europa League spot. But it's Elche who leads by a goal to 0.
Away by Mosquera. Wellington. Tidy work from Mosquera. Pasalic. Gary Rodriguez breaks the challenge of Rosales, sets it up here! It was the Chelsea loanee Pasalic who was coming in, looking to make it 2-0. Danger there, rare break from Elche. Pasalic still feeling an injury at the other end, but Malaga more interested in finding a way through, but not quite for Amrabat.
Well, even though that we're having a go at Mayenko because of that poor decision, I thought that was great refereeing. He allowed the advantage to be played. But Rosales, the right back, what is he doing? If you're going to go and hesitate, you're going to get yourself into all sorts of problems. And by the time he reacted, Gary Rodriguez has got himself onto the ball and plays it into the path of Pasalic. And really, that should have been 2-0, Kevin.
There's a good chance. Here's Camacho. Samu. Good steal from Pasalic. Wanmi niggles back though. Elche getting ready to bring on a winger in Aaron Niguez. He's going to replace Gary Rodriguez. This is like for like.
I just wonder whether or not he's been struggling a little bit. But there you see the hesitation of Rosales, and eventually it comes out to Gary Rodriguez, plays it into a great area. It's a superb run by Pasalic, but he's got to be hitting the top.
Rodriguez. Could be under the return here, not quite. Khomeini made sure he got important hands on that. Wellington. Sergi Dada. Amrabat. Wellington well forward here. Into corner out of Rocco. Dada with the Malaga corner. Malaga's turn to make a change. Duda, an experienced Portuguese midfielder, coming on for Wanmi. So off goes Malaga's top scorer, with his side a goal down.
Well, the one thing that you get with Duda, you get that little bit of quality with his left foot. Again, he just likes to whip those balls in.
His first pass, a good one for Boca. Guerra helps it on. Here's Rosales. Amrabat. Oh, it's well struck by Dada. It hit his own man. Amrabat knocked him off his feet. Duda. Not for the first time this evening, Amrabat sees a flag up against him.
So they've got to be in double figures at least, haven't they? But he has to look along the line. That's naivety, and that's why I'm saying he's not an out-and-out striker. He doesn't know the role to that extent. Well, I'm surprised it's only 6. I thought it was a lot more than that, Kevin. Mind you, a lot of the balls were over-hit in the first half, weren't they?
We're into the final quarter of the game. Could be a happy birthday. He's 50 today, Fran Escribá. And a 4th win in 5 for Elche. What an opportune time to find your best run of the season. Aaron Niguez. Dada. Camacho.
They keep on insisting on doing that, don't they? We know that Arthur Bocker is trying to play as high as possible. But have more touch, Camacho.
Makes it all the more confusing, the tactic, when they've got so many good ball players who can work it through midfield and be a little bit more patient. Still plenty of time to go here. For Vista de la Liga on Monday, you'll see virtually all the goals from this weekend. Almeria plays Celta Vigo on Monday night. A lot of the talking points will be ahead of our live Champions League semi-final first leg. Pep's return to the Camp Nou, can't wait. Barcelona against Bayern Munich.
So that's going to be an intriguing fixture, isn't it, on Wednesday? We know that Bayern have had some injuries as of late, but they've got such a wealth of talent, huge squad. Certainly will be an exciting fixture, that will be. One not to miss.
Good ball in, that from Duda. Very well defended by Lomban. Well, it was a magnificent second leg for Bayern Munich to overturn that deficit against Porto. I have to feel Barcelona will have to take a lead to the Allianz. I don't think there's much argument that Barcelona are playing the best football in Europe right now.
And just to think, after the beginning of the new year, the manager was under pressure, wasn't he?
It's been quite a turnaround for Luis Enrique. Here's Guerra. He's got away for the challenge. Penalty. And what is the colour of the card for Titan? Goal-scoring opportunity, red. Well, the goalkeeper got away with one earlier in this second half when he claimed a touch from Amrabat, which should have been a goal. He's not going to get away with that. A red card for the Elche goalkeeper and a Malaga penalty.
Well, my only thoughts is who's actually behind the goalkeeper when Guerra goes around. There you see, he's just played it to the left-hand side. Would somebody have got back in time? But once again, you can see the referee is in a fantastic position. There's a lot of strength there from Guerra on Lomban. Just puts it round the side of the advancing goalkeeper. The timing is all completely wrong. And I don't think in the end Mayenko had a hard decision to make. It has to be a red. And now we're going to have to see who are they going to take off to go and replace with their goalkeeper. Manu Herrera is the substitute goalkeeper. This is a fantastic opportunity, isn't it, for Malaga to get themselves back into the game. Tell you what, Duda's got to be very careful there, hasn't he, Kevin? He can't be pushing people in the face.
He's getting himself very animated, the Malaga substitute. There's been a yellow card out here for Duda. He certainly raised his arms there.
I'll tell you what, the official on the far side who's come in, he might be saying something here. Somebody else might go.
Duda's raging there, having picked up the yellow card. I'm not sure quite why that developed. I mean, the penalty was a clear decision. And then there became an argument between Aaron Niguez and Duda. Faye was involved.
You say, well, what's Faye got to do with it? But he shouldn't really be pushing Aaron Niguez. He can't be doing that, irrespective. It looks as if Duda wants to take the penalty.
Victor Rodriguez has been sacrificed from the goalkeeper's red card.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised there with Victor, but somebody has to make way. I think he's had an exceptional game, showed a lot of pace, a lot of purpose, defended really, really well. And that's unfortunately what happens. Goalkeeper gets sent off, and somebody has to make way. It's not his fault.
Just a little surprised that it's Victor Rodriguez who's been taken off there, because he's a very good outball for Elche with his pace.
Well, it was either that, you're going to have to take Jonatas off, because Aaron's just come on. Yes, that is a possibility, but you want Mosquera and Pasalic to do the role that they're doing at this moment in time. But I'm a little bit surprised here that Duda's taken it and Amrabat's not.
Well, he needs to calm down significantly if he's going to be composed here, Duda. But off the bench, the veteran Portuguese midfielder with a chance to level it. And fails.
Well, that's why I was surprised, Kevin. He's at home so far. Antunes has scored a penalty. Amrabat's got 2. Very surprised that Amrabat never took that penalty. But you could see straight from the incident that was happening, he was not a happy bunny. And if he's not happy, I wouldn't want a player like that taking a penalty. I want somebody who's cool, calm, collected, has got composure. Not somebody who's irate.
On comes another Portuguese player, Ricardo Horta, to replace Rosales. Wellington. Trip there from Jonathas. And he's claiming that there was no contact. Duda with a free kick. Sergio Sanchez trying to creep up unnoticed on the far side of the penalty area. 7 blue and white shirts gathered in there. Make it 8 now as Duda delivers. Titans there. Or rather, Herrera. Titan already.
He wishes he was there.
Nursing a psychological injury, having picked up the red card.
Well, there you see, yes, the goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Hits the post flush. And unfortunately for Malaga, it doesn't fall to one of their players. But as I mentioned, for me, he shouldn't have been taking that penalty. Amrabat, I'm not sure in his statistics if he's missed one at all this year, but he used to take them when he was on loan last year. He's taken them so far this season. As I said, he's got 2 at home. I was very, very surprised. Well, just looking at my stats, he's got 3 penalties, Amrabat.
Still drop for Duda. Higuera felt he took a little hand in the back there from Rocco. I think he did, but was it enough to send him over?
No, it's not. Yes, there is a little push, isn't there? But Rocco's got to be very careful. You can't just be leaning into the player. But that's a gilt-edged opportunity wasted, isn't it? There you see the little push by Enzo Rocca. You've got to be careful, haven't you, inside of the 18-yard box?
Frustrating night for that man, Javi Gracia. His side really should be ahead.
But when you look at it so far, Kevin, yes, it was a fantastic goal by Jonathas, and Pasalic has had a great opportunity. Apart from that, what has Kameni had to do? So it is all the home side at this moment in time, and has been during the course of the game. But if the final ball isn't good enough, then you're going to struggle.
Still time enough for Malaga to turn it around. Duda's free kick. On by Wellington. Guerra. Duda. Herrera, a comfortable take.
Well, that's excellent goalkeeping from Manu Herrera. Anticipated where that ball was going, was very decisive. That's what you want when you come on as a substitute goalkeeper.
Duda. Amrabat. Not what Malaga needed with just 10 minutes to go. I think Garcia wipes a rather fevered brow.
I say you talk about the poor run that Malaga are on at this moment. No wins in the last 7. Well, they're unbeaten in the last 5 at home. 2 wins, 3 draws, and only lost 2 out of the last 10.
Here's Samu. Excellent block from Rocco.
So you'd have to say, Kevin, that the home form, as of recent, is very respectable.
Jonathas on the move. Wellington going with him. Held up well by the Brazilian striker, Pasalic. He's found a route to goal here. Tumbles over an outstretched leg. No great appeal for a penalty. Sisma.
Well, this was a nice run from Pasalic, wasn't it? Sergi Dada, far too easy. Just sold himself far too quickly, and I just thought there, Mayenko had his whistle to his mouth, and I thought just for a second, he was going to blow for a penalty.
Samu. Herrera is trying to cover his near post. Malaga claiming a deflection. Shot from Horta. Goal kick given.
Yeah, I think that's poor from Horta. Really should be looking to go across the goalkeeper there. You see, one-on-one against Lomban. Should be aiming towards the far post area. But you see when crosses come in as well, Kevin, from either side, I'm not seeing strikers go in front of any of the defenders. They're looking to stay in behind them all the time. Somebody has to make that sacrificial run across the defender.
Guerra's header on, Amrabat on the move, and he can't hit the target. He certainly had the legs there of Lomban.
I'm not sure whether or not he realises that Lomban has pulled up. I don't know if that's a hamstring or not. You see him here, pull up. Very, very unaware, but again, it's a decent run. Power, strength, that's got to hit the target.
Well, if he'd realised Lomban was struggling, he had time for another touch, maybe to have made his angle a more appealing one, but he still really should have been troubling Manu Herrera there. Stands with his hands on his hips. Amrabat knows what a good opportunity that was. That's Lomban's evening over.
Well, here's that chase once again between the centre forward and the centre half, and you can see him there gradually pulling up.
One substitution available to Fran Escrivá. It's going to be a central defender, Sergio Pellegrin. Moved very swiftly to get him on as well. They didn't want to be playing any moments at all with just 9. With 10 men holding out here.
Well, the only thing against Pellegrin, not being disrespectful, he's 35 years of age, so I think you need to have a little bit of a warm-up first. Otherwise, he might have to go off with a hamstring. But again, a very, very experienced centre-half. Lomban will be sorely missed for the goals that he scored. That could be his season over. Depends what sort of grade tear he's had. If it's a grade 1, then he's out for quite a few weeks. I might even be inclined at this moment in time, Kevin, to say to Wellington, go and play up front as well. They've only got Jonathan up front, so you don't need 4.
Here's Javi Guerra.
As I say, you don't need 4 players marking the one player. There's a decent opportunity for Javi Guerra on the half turn. Nice chest control. Far too easy for Herrera. Good feet, comfortable save. Is that Wellington getting the sign now to start moving? Good.
He's listening. Right on cue and calling for the ball here from Sanchez. Poor header by Duda. Has to leave that. I think he's claiming he didn't get a call from Boca, who's in a better position.
I'll tell you what, since Duda's come on, he's been Elche's best player. Missed a penalty. His set pieces have been really poor. That time is a nice cushion header back into the path of Wellington. Puts it out for a goal kick.
Dada. Camacho. Bit of room now for Sergi Dada. Can't find the cross required. And time running out here for Malaga. This could be a real blow to their hopes of claiming Europa League place next season. Almeria away, who are still troubled by relegation. Villarreal away, Sevilla at home. A couple of tough games to finish the season for the team from the Costa del Sol. And a big British fan base. A lot of expats live down in, of course, in this region. This big cross of St George flag behind the goal away to the right. It wasn't that long ago, of course, they were making waves in the Champions League. And this is good work from Javi Guerra. Nobody positioned at the far post.
Not surprised that Wellington's gone back to be in the centre half again.
It's his ball forward. 2 minutes of the 90 left. Duda. Camacho. Amrabat. Unable to link with Guerra. Here's Aaron Niguez. Jonathas. It's a pass on here if he gets his head up. And this will wrap it up surely. Pasalic! Smash and grab raid complete for Elche, who secure their place for certain now in La Liga for another season. What a strange game really in many respects at La Rosaleda, but the Chelsea loanee makes it 2-0.
Well, again, it's the classic counter-attack once again, isn't it? You're right in what you say. You're hoping that Jonathas would be able to lift his head, wait at the pass into the path of Pasalic, and it's a slide rule finish, isn't it? But you can see it all stems from the edge of their own 18-yard box. Nice little ball in by Aaron Niguez to start off with, and there you can see Pasalic all by himself. He has the first touch with his left. Kameni advances and then just slides it down the side of him. You have to give them 10 out of 10, haven't you, Elche, for what they've had to achieve today. But it all stems, as far as I'm concerned, with Duda's missed penalty and the chances that they've created. Rich vein of form, in a lot of confident piece of frame of mind at this moment in time. That's their 4th win in the last 5. That will then give them their status in La Liga for next year.
They've equalled their points total for the whole of last season. 40 now. Here's Jonathas again. Oh, it's hit the post. But the flag was up for offside. It was an extraordinary header from Jonathas. He didn't look as if he was even going to get to that. Never mind reach the target with it. 6 minutes of stoppage time have been posted.
Well, it's tight, isn't it? Well, I'm just thinking about the shots on target. Have they had 2 or 3 shots on target and scored with 2 of them?
Yeah. Here's Javi Guerra. Oh, the goalkeeper was in no man's land there, and if Guerra had got a more sure touch with the head, I think Manu Herrera would have been picking the ball out of the net.
I think it was only because he was backtracking. Oh, that's Wellington who's trying to play Jonathas in an offside position.
He's looking for that early ball again. Sanchez at stretch to make sure that Pasalic couldn't get onto it. He's had a very good second half to the season. Mario Pasalic, 20-year-old, Chelsea owned. Got a lot of energy.
And the thing is, he's working with Mosquera, who's slightly more experienced than himself, and the combination between the two has been superb, especially in recent weeks. And what must they have been thinking about 4 or 5 weeks ago, thinking, well, we need to start picking up results. And then all of a sudden, they get the results. Cordoba, Real Sociedad, Deportivo, and now away at Malaga. But still, they've got to sort these financial increments out at this moment in time. don't want to all of a sudden get relegated because of those situations about non-payment for players.
Neat work from Pasalic, and then he just overhit the pass. Well, you've got to hand it to the professionalism of these Elche players who, as I said earlier, have gone some weeks during this season without having their wages paid. They've found form at just the right time and are going to stay up with quite a bit to spare. Duda with a corner. A little over 3 minutes. Added on time remaining. And they all stay in, waiting for the latest ball from Duda. Herrera gathers. Good release here for Fayet. Can't make anything of that. Dada. Rapidly emptying Lara. Emptying Lara. Rosaleda Stadium. It's a good effort off the bar, and Javi Guerra will get one back. Emptying Lara. Rosaleda Stadium. It's a good effort off the bar, and Javi Guerra will get one back. What an amazing effort that was from Amrabat, which the goalkeeper clambered onto the crossbar, but Javi Guerra was there to pick up the pieces. Too little, too late. Well, what an amazing effort that was from Amrabat, which the goalkeeper clambered onto the crossbar, but Javi Guerra was there.
From that diagonal ball into the path of Amrabat. I'm sure he's just trying to play that ball back into an area for some of his players to go and attack it. As it materialises, you've got Manu Herrera. Trying to clutch towards the crossbar. Does he get a fingertip to it to start off with?
Well, I think he means that. I honestly think he means that.
But if he means it or not, it's great skill to start off with.